Hello, this is Falcon Laser, and in this video, I'm going to address the argument that goes, people who don't like Bose speakers don't like them because they can't afford them. This is an argument I very often hear Bose fans using against Bose critics, and it implies Bose critics in reality would like to own Bose speakers, but can't buy them because they're too poor, so instead they criticize them to cover up their envy. Well, let's see if this is true. First of all, this is a video I have on my channel of my own surround sound system, including the remote, the AV receiver, the front and center speakers, the side surrounds, the rear surrounds, and the subwoofer. It's worth about $3,000, which is in between the cost of a Bose Lifestyle 525 and 535. But now, I did recently get a new subwoofer, which is an older Velodyne SBL 800R, which is this thing. And while I didn't pay near the price of what it originally cost, it was originally $1,000, which would make my system worth about the price of a Bose Lifestyle 535 now, which is $3,500. So, this means that I personally own a surround sound system that would cost about the same as a Bose Lifestyle 535. Also, I have many videos on my channel in which I show systems that I say are better than Bose's Lifestyle systems that cost the same. Such as this one, which compares Bose to Bowers & Wilkins 600 series speakers, this one, that compares Bose to Paradigm Monitor series speakers, and this one, which compares Bose to Paradigm Millennia 1 speakers, which by the way are similar in size to Bose's speakers. I'll say Bose does not make the best sounding small speakers out there. Anyway, so given all this, if I don't like Bose speakers because I can't afford them, then why do I have videos showing systems that cost the same as Bose's systems, and personally own a system that costs the same as a Bose system? Doesn't seem to make the whole you don't like Bose speakers because you can't afford them argument make much sense. But now, in the case the logic of the you don't like Bose speakers because you can't afford them argument would be relevant to me, here's an example of some speakers I truly cannot afford. These are the Paradigm Prestige 95Fs, which are $5,000 a pair. Now again, I can't come close to affording these speakers, so according to the you don't like Bose speakers because you can't afford it logic, I should hate these speakers. Yet I don't. Instead, I greatly admire them, and dream of the day I can own them. In fact, the home theater system I could realistically see myself being able to afford someday, which would include these speakers, along with the matching center speaker and surrounds, a couple big subwoofers, amps, and a surround sound processor, would altogether cost about $25,000, which I can't even begin to come close to affording, at least for now. So according to the logic behind the you don't like Bose speakers because you can't afford them argument, I should hate these speakers. Yet why don't I? Again, this you can't afford Bose argument doesn't make much sense. Now, to deliver the killing blow to this half-dead horse, here's a surround sound system I know for certain I will never be able to afford. It consists of Wilson audio speakers, which are regarded by many to be the best speakers money can buy. And they are pretty dang expensive. The 4 surround speakers, which are those speakers on the side of the room and in the back, are $30,000 a pair. The 2 subwoofers, one of which is in the back between those 2 speakers, while the other is in the front beneath the screen, are $20,000 each. The fronts, which are those speakers on either side of the screen, are about $70,000 a pair. And the 2 centers, which you can't see because they're behind the screen, but this is what they look like, are $30,000 each. And along with the cost of the amps and the surround sound processor, this surround sound system would cost about $300,000. And that's not including the cost to build this room, along with the other miscellaneous electronics, the chairs, the acoustic treatment, and all the labor to put the whole system together, which I estimated would make this entire theater room at least $600,000, and it would likely even be more than that. Now again, I will never be able to afford this system. These CAD rendered pictures are probably the closest thing I'll ever get to it. Which by the way, I did make myself. I'm going to get a little off topic here, but I made all the chairs, the elevated platform the chairs are on, The screen and the speakers. In fact, here's a couple screenshots of the process of building the system's surrounds, which are the Wilson Sashas, in Autodesk Inventor, and I made the room in Autodesk Revit. And here's the floor plan of the room as seen in Revit, which you'll notice is a room within a room, so it's completely soundproof. Anyway, but again, since I'll never be able to afford this system, according to the "you don't like Bose because you can't afford it" argument, I should really hate this system. Yet why don't I? Again, this logic really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, well, those are all my critiques of the "you don't like Bose because you can't afford it" argument. To reiterate them, I already own a system myself and have videos showing systems that cost the same as a Bose lifestyle system, and I greatly admire and will admit I would love to own systems that I cannot afford, whether it be at the moment or never. And I know I speak for many, if not a vast majority of Bose critics, who also own or would like to own systems costing the same or even more than Bose's lifestyle systems. The real reason we don't like Bose is from going out of our way to listen to other brands in Bose's price range. We know that in terms of sound quality, Bose's lifestyle systems are a very poor value for the money. While they are certainly not terrible, I'd say the Lifestyle 535 would be an awesome surround sound system for about $1,000, maybe even $1,200 with the extra being for its Unify feature. But $3,500 is insane. To use an analogy, a Bose lifestyle system is like a smart car being sold for the price of an Audi A4. Is a smart car a bad car? No, but it would be a bad car in terms of performance and build quality for the price of an Audi A4. And the thing that really gets us Bose critics is we find in almost every case, people who think Bose is good have never heard or even heard of brands in Bose's price range, and instead have only compared Bose to the cheapest of cheap brands that Bose will sound marginally better than. But I'd bet if they were to actually do some research on addition some other brands in Bose's price range instead of just splurging on Bose, many likely wouldn't be buying Bose. So because of this, along with the reasons I gave, when the "you don't like Bose because you can't afford it" argument is used against me and other Bose critics, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. To use an analogy, saying Bose critics don't like Bose because they can't afford it sounds like a Honda owner telling a group of Toyota, Chevrolet, Volkswagen, Audi, Mercedes, Rolls-Royce, and Lamborghini owners you don't like Honda because you can't afford it. Since all of these cars cost the same or even more than Honda, this argument doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, well, that's it. But hey, you know what? I could be wrong about all of this. If you still believe people don't like Bose because they can't afford it and see an issue with my reasoning, I'd love to hear your own reasoning. I'll say I've been making these same arguments for quite a while now, and I still have yet to have anyone challenge them. So if you'd like to have the honor of being amongst the first to do so, well, as the saying goes, come at me, bro.